Hello everybody, Hunter here and welcome to a 1212 AD mod battle with myself, Hunter, against Jackiefish, and I am playing as the Kingdom of Hungary and Jackiefish is playing as the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. So here we are, let's have a quick look at the units before they get into battle. I've got a front line of armed peasants moving forward now, spear militia and some paviciers high as well, holding the front line. We've got some sergeants early variant and some sergeants high variant behind that, with some peasant archers at the back and some reinforcing crossbow sergeants near the middle. For my cavalry, I've got a mix of Hungarian knights and mounted sergeants on the left, and pretty similar on the right too. Hungarian knights, high, and mounted sergeants. Very nice there. I've got late Hungarian knights on the left flank, high Hungarian knights on the right flank. So taking a look at Jackiefish's army, he's not brought many archers. He's got 2 units of Lithuanian archers. He's got some noble swordsmen carrying his front line, armoured infantry behind a fair amount, with some reinforcing axemen behind. His spears tend to be defending his cavalry here as we move forward to engage our lines. Let's put it on normal. I'm starting to move up my cavalry, trying to be in a threatening location on the side of this hill here. I'm going to go into cinematic mode to have a look at our units in close proximity to what's going on. We've got a spear line here advancing behind the armed peasants. They're going to be our cannon fodder. They're going to catch the arrows and hopefully stop that many arrows hitting our main lines. Back here we've got a nice unit of armoured sergeants and the late variant, looking very pristine, with more units coming up behind here. So it's like the peasants are already starting to waver as the archer fire comes in, armed with scythe and pitchfork. They seem to be pretty happy to say they are facing a very well trained force. Putting them in loose formation now to try and reduce the effect of the arrows as they're coming in. But it looks like Jackie has having none of that. Starting to hit some of my main line here, coming in there. We're looking on the right flank now, taking my cavalry around that spear line, trying to deal some damage going around, forcing him to redeploy his spears. Same on the left side, I'm not having any of it. I'm not charging forward into spears. I'm using the terrain advantage, using the flank advantage to send my units all the way around, away from Jackiefish, trying to split his forces, divide and conquer. See how that works. Looks like his cavalry is trying to redeploy to kind of cut off my flanks. His spears also changing formation. I'm charging some armed peasants forwards, hopefully to provoke some sort of reaction from Jackiefish, as I then advance my main lines behind, forward, distract the enemy, and hopefully attack very hard. Here we are, we're going to charge in to the enemy here, trying to click in to get closer, but here we go. The first cavalry battle engages. Wedge formation, slowing down this cavalry unit. Maybe it's going to get caught by these spears. Can't let that happen. Over up on the left flank here, cavalry going straight in, smashing into Jackie's cavalry. I have cavalry superiority, but he has spears coming in, and if I pull my cavalry out, I will gain heavy losses. So I'm hoping my cavalry advantage will be enough to break the cavalry and then run away, but we'll have to see. Looking here, we've got a little bit of an engagement on the right flank. Jack is sending in one of his units to come in against some of my spears, where I've got my swordsmen ready to go in. Peasants running away, but reforming as they come into the battle. See more peasants running about and fleeing, as peasants are to do. So yeah, there's not really much going on here. We're facing each other. A little bit of an engagement on this left flank. Jackie's forces, I think, send the peasants in to try and flank, but They are having none of it as they come in here. But yeah, it looks like he's starting to advance the sword units against my spear line. Not exactly what I would hope for. Spears, I was hoping to hold against more spears and send in my infantry swordsmen in behind there. But yeah, as you can see here, the cavalry is getting surrounded by spears, and Jackie's cavalry using his advantage in spear infantry very well. Having some of my units starting to just go now. Not good. Melee cavalry not doing as well as I would have hoped. However, my knights are holding very nice. Hungarian knights holding the line. But here we are. This main flanking Baltic spearman is not doing very well. Whereas my spear line is probably not going to do as well as I would have hoped against this infantry here. But I'm trying to force Jackie to send more units out. Getting here, turning around, getting into shield wall quickly before he enters. Coming in. Got another unit, swordsman coming around. Looks like they're getting engaged into the battle when I wanted to send them around the left side to hopefully cut off one of his other units. He's trying to redeploy my lines to make Jackie force his army, more of his reinforcements to engage. Because things are looking quite dire on my side. My spears are not holding the line at all. They're starting to waver, they're starting to run away. I'm having to deploy my forces, my sergeants, who are waiting to try and stop them from breaking through. If they do break through, battle will quickly turn in Jackie's favour. Things looking fairly even at the moment. Starting to try and rout some of the units on either flanks, but my main line isn't holding as well as I would have hoped. My cavalry engagements have not gone very well. I sent them in, they're surrounded, they are dying greatly. But some are holding on, trying to do as much damage as they can. But yeah, let's get back over to the main fight and have a quick pan over of the units as we come in here. Jackie's still got a lot of swordsmen on the right there, as you can see, waiting. Try to redeploy men. Stop this crushing force pushing through my main lines. Going through this rainy, cold day here in Eastern Europe, Lithuania, against Hungary. Hungary not looking too strong here. The lines starting to meander, forces starting to rout and come back from the battlefield. Jackie's still got in reserve forces. He's not deploying. Looks like I broke one of his units though on this side. Maybe the swords unit can tip the balance of power, but Jackie's just redeploying more of his reserves. He has got the advantage in men that are not fighting compared. He's using this advantage now, getting ready to flank with a couple of his spear units here, ready to go against my units that are blobbed around. Lots of archery fire coming in, dealing a lot of damage to some of my routed units that are not being put back into the battle. Here we are, it looks like we broke that unit, but yet again Jackie just deploying more cavalry, finished their engagements now, coming around, going to quickly mop up this battle. With no cavalry, I have little chance of withholding and keeping together. I try and make my crossbows and my archers fire up this cavalry, taking down some or damaging some in the process, but they're just going to come in, deal a lot of damage, charging right into my men. Not exactly what I wanted. Cutting them down. I'm having to send my general in, but he gets caught on some of my own units as I try and engage his cavalry. But one general against two cav isn't great odds. He's brought his general in now to boost the morale of his units. I've got two cavalry units on the left flank here, turning around, getting ready to deal even more damage against my units, cutting down some of my routing units, getting locked into battle. Ooh, that's a decent charge, sending that man flying. He is not getting up from that. Yeah, coming in, hitting my archers, hitting my crossbows, really starting to turn this battle in Jackie's favour. Still more of his units, I think these are the spearmen he's just brought up, resting them, getting ready to engage if needed. But as you can see, my lines are faltering. Cavalry is behind us. Not looking good for me right now, have to say. Jackie definitely had his tactics very good with the spears reinforcing the cavalry. Noted that in the last battle we fought, he did the same thing. I tried to do a similar mirror tactic, and that went in my favour. It was a very, very close Pyrrhic victory for me against Jackie, but this time Jackie has just got all the cards in his favour. My units starting to break. The left flank crushing away his cavalry, trying to kill my general. My right flank of what I thought was much better than his, just starting to break my sergeants now. They're not holding on. Pavisair's high are doing quite well, but Smear Militia, not good. Not good at all. Everything's starting to waver now. A couple of minutes left in this battle. Let's have a quick look. Oh, the general's charging into the rear of my swords on here. Sergeants, ow. Do not want to be one of them right now. Getting rear charged. I think that's pretty much broken them. They're not happy. Not happy at all as they come in here. Cavalry engagement with my general. Trying to use some of my archers and crossbows to help the battle. But all hope seems to be lost this day. Hungary not doing very well on this rain-soaked, muddy battlefield. More cavalry from Jackie here. Look at the dead, completely littering the battlefield. Not fun at all. We are not holding. The enemy are sending more forces to flank round. Our general will fall this day. Blood-soaked battlefield of Hungary. But we had more men. But Jackie had the superior tactics here. It is safe to say that. General charging into my general now. Got to be the end of the battle now, as our general is surrounded. He is getting cut down. Our men are retreating. There's not much hope left. Have a quick look at the main battle. Yep, here we go. Our general is wavering. Our main forces are just not going to survive. As soon as my general falls or he routs, that is it. Matthias Rex is gone. Pavisair's losing faith. Everyone not holding true. They are gone. It is a close defeat here against Jackiefish. Very well fought battle, but it was not close enough for my liking. Let's just end the replay and have a look at the stats. And as you can see, I fielded a hell of a lot more men than Jackie, but that didn't seem to faze him, as look at his units' kills. Definitely all his units doing very well, apart from maybe these axemen. Yep, his main noble swords line and his other swordsmen doing a lot of damage. His cavalry as well doing pretty damn awesome. Hundreds and hundreds of kills there. I had my losses 4,235. That is insane. Have a look here. Peasants being good at catching arrows, but not even killing one man between them. Spear Militia just not holding the line and not killing many men. But Pavisair's high definitely taking the high ground on their kills there as my spear units. Sergeants early, terrible. Sergeants high, doing pretty well. Getting up to about 200 kills. Peasant archers, very cheap, but very ineffective. Crossbow sergeants as well, similar story, just not quite doing as well as I would hope. And this melee cavalry, I had the cavalry advantage in numbers at least, but not in composition and strength. My Hungarian knights only starting to pull up from that, but not compared to Jackie's. And as you can see, that is that. So I hope you've enjoyed this battle. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. Please check out Jackiefish if you're not already. Very lovely chap. And yes, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I've been Huxley Hunter. Bye bye.